Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and joining me in the studio today are Ken and Jeff. How's it going?
Hey, what's up? I think I just woke up like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, Ken slept on the carpet in the office here last night. Still wearing the same shirt from last night, which was a Chips TV series official T-shirt merchandise.
It's my favorite shirt.
It's your favorite shirt. What are you going to do?
You don't really care for the show, but you love the shirt.
Right.
The shirt is really, really good. So Matt isn't here. If you guys have seen recently, Elon Musk was taking part in his simulation by taking a drag off of a blunt. And Matt, it was basically a homing beacon that Matt had to go and fix some of the parts in his robotic body that Elon Musk was calling him. So he went over to Elon, over the SpaceX Industries to get his stuff fixed. So Matt will be back another episode. So we will miss him, but hopefully he'll come back stronger and more titanium-ish or something. But in the studio today, we have a very special guest, someone that we found out was local, like right around the corner, which is great. And that's Jon Gombis. How's it going?
Good to be here. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you found the show, and how you got into trivia?
All right. I am local to this area, graduate of LT.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Got 3 beautiful kids, gorgeous wife, and I found out about you guys over at Brixie's. Awesome burgers, free bacon on Monday nights. Mm-hmm. Been playing trivia in some form my whole life. Mm-hmm. Even met my wife playing trivia.
Oh, nice.
And it all started with watching my mom play Jeopardy, yelling at the screen, and just took off from there.
Wonderful.
Trivia brings people together.
Yes.
It does.
And I'm also thinking...
Occasionally it tears us apart, but most of the time it brings us together.
If I'm not mistaken, too, the Trebek beard is because of us, right?
Trebek beard.
Yeah. Have you not seen the glory that is Alex Trebek's new beard?
Right now?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It is fantastic.
It's like his own hockey season, own playoff season. Well, just like Jon...
Wokey.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Jon said, trivia bringing people together, like him and his wife. It's also bringing us together with our special guest host today, and that's Paul Paquet. How's it going, Paul?
It's going wonderfully. How are you? It's great to be here with you guys.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you. We have been talking for a while about having you on, but why don't we let you take it away and tell us what you've been up to, because it's been quite a busy year for you.
Yeah, it's actually been an amazing year trivia-wise. I won a medal for Canada at the European Quizzing Championships.
Congrats.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Learner League, but I managed to win an A-Rundle.
Oh, nice.
Although that was more like, I don't know if you remember that Australian speed skater who won a gold medal because everybody ahead of him crashed. That's kind of what happened to me in the last couple of days.
Hey, whatever
All
works.
the good players
Whatever
lost
works.
3 games, and I managed to sneak in and win. So that happened. Yeah, just a lot of really excellent stuff. Went to Geek Bowl for the first time. I was on Trivia Warfare. I'm doing this. So
awesome.
It's been a good time.
Well, yeah, we're so happy to have you on the show, and
I'm personally grateful we're not facing him.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because we would definitely crash and burn early, and you could just kind of, like a tortoise, just go very slowly to the end, and you'd be fine. But thank you very much for joining us today and for being a listener. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I love the show.
Oh, thank you. I guess, Ken, who do you want to throw it to before we get started?
Let's throw it to the rules guy.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
All right, cool. So I think me and Jon are going to team up. We both had some pretty late nights last night. We're pretty tired. We're going to be the Nightman Slummeth.
Okay, the Nightman Slummeth, Team 1. Jeff, I'll let you pick what we are.
Well, originally I think they were going to be the Night Owls.
Okay.
So I wanted to be the Daymen.
Okay.
And then I think that stuck, and we've evolved into an Always Sunny reference for those who didn't get it by now.
All right, the Daymen. I will say, actually, I also had a late night last night. I saw Roadhouse on the big screen at the Logan Theater. which I was super excited about. John's laughing because the poster's right behind me. And a fun fact, it was the second time in a row I saw Roadhouse on the big screen because I saw it on Friday night as well.
I also kind of saw Roadhouse last night because Neal snapped me the entire throat rip scene.
I did.
From the theater.
From the theater. Yeah, people were cheering, although I will say there was one patron last night while we were watching the movie. People were having a good time, clapping at the right points, laughing at the other points, but she decided to shush everyone. Anytime something funny happened and someone laughed, she went, shh. And, she's seen a Criterion Collection movie coming up soon, I guess. So, awesome. Well, Paul, we're going to throw it over to you and let you take over.
All right. So I try to write 10, 15 questions a day. The best of those I use in the Ottawa Trivia League every week. Once a year, I get the best questions from the Ottawa Trivia League for a corporate thing I do every year. And recently, the 20th anniversary of the Trivia League, so I took the best of 20 years of questions, gathered those for a special event. And I'm taking favorite ones from that for today.
Wow.
The
So
best
we can
of the
call
best.
This is the best of the best.
Or the cream of the crop.
Oh, yes. I love it. On brand. Cream of the crop.
I know. I'm a listener. You can tell.
That's right.
All right. So we're going to start with something that I hope is easy, but we'll see. In an accidentally horrifying commercial, what Muppet cannibalistically orders 3 Denny's Grand Slam breakfasts, complete with bacon and sausage?
I think we're good here. I think we're both writing the same answer down, yeah?
I believe so.
All right.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, yeah, we are also in. Jeff seemed to know this right away.
Well, I feel like if you're being cannibalistic and you're having bacon and sausage, you're probably thinking of the Muppet Miss Piggy.
Yeah, unless Denny's bacon and sausage is made of some sort of mystery meat, we are going to go with Miss Piggy.
Oh, Kirby.
It is indeed Miss Piggy.
I was waiting for the frog revelation to drop.
Stroking is the basic form. Cranking is more powerful but less accurate. These are techniques for doing something. What?
Oh, do you know it?
That was my thought, yeah.
Well, he said the word accurate, right?
Yes.
You said it's less accurate, so I don't think it's
Okay.
that.
Do you want to lock in with that?
I feel like it's just right between our fingers, right? It's
Yeah.
just slipping away.
I don't know why I hit a Boston accent there all of a sudden. You want to lock in right away?
I don't know.
Are you guys locked in?
No.
No? Okay. We'll lock in. Oh my god, I did it again.
You can lock
Cranking.
in
Okay.
with whatever you want. I have no idea.
All right, we'll lock in with. Should I say it?
No, not yet. Yeah. Okay, so they're locked in. So we wrote down rowing first. Well, what's your gut say? We'll go with your gut.
Well, you and I both seem to be on the fence with rowing to start, so let's go rowing
All
for
right,
the
so
weird.
we're gonna lock in with rowing. What do you guys got, John?
We also locked in with rowing.
Ooh.
It's actually bowling.
Oh.
Yeah. That's okay, though.
Do you?
I'm glad none of us went with our real first guess, but
That's right.
one of us in the room here is an Olympian at it, so.
Fun little trivia tidbit. Lefties have a better chance at getting a strike than a righty because all the oil gets pushed over to the left from repeated throws down the lane.
Oh.
So they don't have any of those spots of high friction.
Are you a lefty?
No.
Oh, so none of us here are going to win
No.
with any strikes, but that's actually interesting to know.
All right, we got our third one. In the 1950s, Kent Cigarettes came up with a micronite filter billed as, quote, the greatest health protection in cigarette history. What was this filter? And as a hint, it most definitely was not the greatest health protection in cigarette history. If there's any way of making smoking even less healthy, the micronite filter achieved this.
Yeah.
Okay, we're locked in.
You're locked in. Okay. Any thoughts on this one?
I'm just trying to think of what they would put in a filter, like
Yeah, I was thinking of that too. I mean,
like a cotton, or I don't even know.
yeah, I was thinking like cotton or maybe like steel wool.
Something flammable would be really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, what would they put in there?
Steel wool's flammable.
Is it really?
Yeah,
It is.
it's because the surface area is so high relative to the normal steel you see. It's much more flammable.
I don't know. Man, that's tough. Immediately I wrote down menthol, but then when the question took a turn, I was like, what would make it worse?
I don't even know.
Much worse.
I don't know what menthol does in cigarettes.
I think it just changes
Is
the
it a
taste.
flavor?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm kind of lost on this one.
All right. We're just for the fun of it, we're going to lock in with steel wool.
And we are going to say the filter was made with asbestos.
It was asbestos.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. On the bright side, you're not going to set yourself on fire when you're smoking it. So that's something.
Just your lungs are going to go on fire.
Yes, that's right. Excellent. London's Canonbury Square now has dozens of closed-circuit cameras trained on it. Ironically, what very famous book was written there in the 1940s?
I mean, that's the only...
Yeah, that makes sense. It fulfills 2 criteria.
We're locked.
Okay. I believe we're also locked in. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
fine
we're
with
locked
that.
in.
We went with George Orwell's 1984.
We also went with George Orwell's 1984.
And you're both correct.
I thought that question was going to veer into the story about Shia LaBeouf when there was a camera and he went up and he like started ranting at the
Was that
camera.
in New Mexico or something like that?
Maybe, yeah, I can't remember, but I thought there was one in London, but he basically, people could go and like say hi or whatever, and he started ranting into the camera, and then he got in trouble and arrested.
Was that the just do it?
No, I wish it was.
Is that Trafalgar Square where they have the horse that everybody keeps trying to like climb on?
I think so.
And the bobbies
I
yell
used
at
to
them
walk past
constantly.
Trafalgar Square all the time. Kenneth.
What?
In London, I used to walk past Trafalgar Square all the time.
Very nice.
You've been to London? Next question.
Okay. Polish immigrant Henryk Swiak was the only other person killed in New York City on what specific day when he was shot after mistakenly wandering into Bed-Stuy.
Okay, all right, we're locked in.
Nothing, right?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Right, we're tapping.
You're tapping? Yeah, we just went with July 4th, 1896.
Well, we're going to take a bit of a dark turn here. This is 9/11.
Oh, I didn't think that would be the answer.
I
but
wondered about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
When in doubt, always put something down.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we probably should have. I was going to put that down, but I thought it was like a historical thing.
As far as like dates I know, I was just like, all right, well, Kennedy was in Dallas. That was 11/23/62.
Mm-hmm. Or no,
11/22/63.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it the wrong way around. I was trying to think if it was like maybe one of the presidential assassinations if it happened in New York, but weird.
I feel very sorry for this poor guy
Yeah.
because people probably didn't care much that Henryk Swiak died on 9/11 compared to everything else going on. But
Yeah, he got kind of drowned out by the news.
yes. Let's do questions that are actually dumb jokes.
Okay.
Bet it all.
Bring
Bet it
the
all.
mood back up a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. I had an O.J. Simpson question. I think I'm going to toss that too.
It just
actually.
didn't fit, right? The question.
Yeah, no. What dinosaur can be defined as a speed raptor in a direction raptor?
We're locked in.
Okay, you guys can answer first if you want.
We had Velociraptor.
Yep. If you have speed in a direction, you have velocity. So a velociraptor.
Yeah. That's right. And for the kids at home, there's no such thing as a speed raptor or a direction raptor. So
Can you prove that?
But if there were, you'd be in trouble.
I can't. That's true. I cannot.
that how you-
I cannot disprove that. in the negative.
I thought that's how you get velociraptors. You breed speed and direction raptors together.
No, that's an Indominus Rex, like our last episode.
According to TripAdvisor, what is the world's least hygienic tourist attraction?
Oh, I think we're in.
Matt's bathroom. Wait, we can't. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
I like it.
We're locked in.
All right.
So we could talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would be something that everybody keeps touching, like the nose on a statue, or
What about Seattle's gum wall? Is there something that everybody kisses or licks?
Mick Jagger. All right, read my TripAdvisor. 5 stars.
Tastes like success.
Hugh Hefner, not an acceptable answer.
Let's go with the gum wall.
all right, let's do it.
I think it's probably the Blarney Stone.
Oh,
It is the Blarney
What do
Stone.
people do?
They kiss it.
They kiss it.
Well, apparently,
What about-
in addition to
Don't they kiss the
people
Wailing
slubbering
Wall
all
too,
over-
or what do they do with the Wailing Wall?
Yeah, but you have a lot more surface area at the Wailing Wall. This is concentrated on hygienic stone.
and the desert heat burns up all the bacteria.
What were you going to say, Paul?
Well, apparently, in addition to all the slobbering from the tourists, supposedly the caretakers urinated on it every night. So that makes things considerably worse.
Just to get back at the tourists?
Apparently,
Urine
yeah.
is sterile.
Ammonia. Yeah, it's got ammonia in it.
Not always.
So that's why Bear Grylls is always by the Blarney Stone.
All right, our next one up. In 2017, John Hurt died in January, and Harry Dean Stanton died in September. They are the first 2 of the main cast of a movie to die, And coincidentally, they also died in that order in the movie. Name the movie.
So John Hurt, I think, actually, it's not Sean Bean with the most movie deaths. It's actually John Hurt, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Well, no, someone else said that.
Well, Sean Bean has a vast amount of television deaths as well. Actually, there's a great TV John Hurt.
Let's go
death
with this.
in
Well,
Doctor Who.
we're locked in.
You're locked in.
Anyways.
Can you think of any? I can see the movie, and I don't know why I'm having a brain fart, but
There's one iconic John Hurt death that everybody knows, which
Okay.
is Alien.
oh yeah, that's correct. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, he dies first in Alien.
And if you would have watched Coupling per my suggestion, that would be fresh of mind. So
I have all the time in the world to watch another show.
there is a John Hurt moment.
But yeah,
that's
no,
it.
that's correct. He does die first in Alien. Oh yeah, Tom Skerritt. He's still around. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna lock in with Alien.
Yep, we had Alien.
Yeah, it is indeed Alien. And Tom Skerritt would be next, by the way, based on the pattern of the movie.
Uh-oh.
So.
Is he in the next
Is that a
Top
threat?
Gun movie that's coming out?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he should. He probably should be. I would think, right?
Well,
If he's not,
I'd be very careful if I were him because he's due.
Yeah. Just don't get in any F-16s or whatever in Top Gun 2.
Born Amethyst Kelly in Australia, she literally adopted her porn star name as her stage name. Who is this? So the porn star name thing is you take your childhood pet, the street you grew up on, and that's your porn star name. So Amethyst Kelly literally adopted her porn star name as her stage name. What is that stage name?
Oh God, I know. I wrote a question about this, and it's killing me right now because I looked up the name and I was like, oh, Amethyst. That's great. I don't know if it's that one that you wrote down.
Oh, okay, I got it.
okay.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
You're in. Okay, so Jeff and I were just trying to think of famous Australian women who might have used a stage name. So he immediately wrote down Kylie Minogue, Elle Macpherson, Nicole Kidman.
Although I think Elle Macpherson and Nicole Kidman are there. Well, I don't know about Nicole Kidman.
I don't think it's. If you would have written it down, I feel like it would have struck something in my head because like I was saying, I wrote a question about this, and I think I might have scrapped it. But Amethyst.
Any other famous Australian musicians we're missing? I feel like there's got to be at least another one or two.
Yeah. All right. I don't. I'm gonna kick myself when I hear it, but we'll just go your gut, your favorite. We'll go Kylie Minogue.
I could definitely see Neal looking up a question about Iggy Azalea.
That's it. That's correct.
She's so fancy.
That was the other one. I was like, I couldn't come up with a name, but
Oh man.
Don't forget about Natalie Imbruglia for your list.
There you go. God, it's Iggy Azalea.
I
right,
don't know
Paul?
about that. I'm always torn.
It is Iggy Azalea. Think about that meme too. You have your childhood pet, the street you grew up on, and if you throw in your mother's maiden name, you have identity theft. So it's a fun party game.
I have a really good one, by the way. Mine is Sonny Laverne.
That's a really good name. So it's your pet in the street you grew up on?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's boring. Mine's Tippy7.
Let's do some dead libertarians.
Okay.
University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Derek Kuiper was militantly opposed to seatbelts, writing in a Daily Nebraska editorial, quote, "It is my choice what type of safety precautions I take." How did he die? Go ahead. Take a wild guess.
Let's just stick with the obvious here.
All right, so
We're
they're,
in.
they're locked in. So the
Eaten by a
obvious
velociraptor.
is car crash.
Yeah.
But do you think he would have died from internal wounds from the seatbelt? Like he put the seatbelt on finally and then he got into or something? No?
That's just wild enough to maybe be the right answer.
Paul's putting us into a corner here, so it's just a matter of how we get out of it. Should we just say car accident? I feel like it's wrong, but
Yeah, that's fine.
okay, we're going to say car accident.
We said car accident as well.
It is car accident.
Oh, man, it was so stressful. I thought you were tricking us.
Sorry about
No, I mean, it's good. So going into the swing round, it looks like Team Dayman has 60 points. And in the lead right now are Team Nightman Slummeth. Is that your name?
Yeah.
70 points.
Thank you.
Yeah, so they're ahead by 10. So, Paul, what do you have for us for a swing round today?
This is something we do in the Auto Trivia League a lot. As I take the plots of two movies, connect them. So communists or their teenagers fight communist zombies of the mall, Red Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
So there may be little spots here where I'm sort of sorting through them to see which ones I think work.
Okay.
So I think we're doing 10 of these for 5 points apiece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy starts a childcare business. One of his kids is Adam Sandler's son, but the two of them keep peeing on Murphy's building. George Clooney reunites the gang one more time to help Henry Fonda trick a jury into not convicting one of their friends of stabbing a man to death.
Yep.
Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson con their way into a reception for Julia Roberts, who stole her buddy's fiancé.
You're speaking my language, Paul.
Through a series of letters written to God, we learned that an African American has escaped an abusive family situation to become a rock star thanks to an electrifying performance at the First Avenue.
Okay.
This movie teams up Batman, the Invisible Man, Aquaman, Tom Sawyer, and Cyborg. Jyn Erso is committed to a cruel mental hospital after she keeps insisting she is part of a rebel alliance to steal Imperial blueprints. Ben Affleck and his brother Casey team up to find a missing little girl whom they think has been kidnapped, but who actually faked the entire thing.
That's a great one.
A married Danish baroness falls in love with an African American, but the relationship is challenged by the weirdly racist stuff her family says and does. An army captain is sent into Cambodia to terminate an extremely ancient Egyptian mutant who has gone insane and who is preparing to destroy humanity. A billionaire industrialist is held prisoner in Afghanistan, where he slowly goes mad, eventually wearing a suit of armor and battling windmills he thinks are dragons.
Okay, we are going to split up and figure out these answers.
Neil and I will step out, that way you guys can talk.
All right, we've had some time to discuss, and all the answers are locked in.
All right, so our first one. Eddie Murphy starts a childcare business. One of his kids is Adam Sandler's son, but the two of them keep peeing on Murphy's building.
We went with Big Daddy Daycare.
We also went with the same, Big Daddy Daycare.
Big Daddy Daycare. George Clooney reunites the gang one more time to help Henry Fonda trick a jury into not convicting one of their friends of stabbing a man to death.
So we went with Ocean's 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, I do take exception with the word tricked in that question. But,
Yep.
Ocean's 12 Angry Men.
Yes, it is Ocean's 12 Angry Men. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson con their way into a reception for Julia Roberts, who stole her buddy's fiancé.
We went with My Best Friend's Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, we agree. My best friend's Wedding Crashers.
Yep, that is right. And this, I think, is maybe the toughest one of the set here. Through a series of letters written to God, we learn that an African American has escaped an abusive family situation to become a rock star thanks to an electrifying performance at the First Avenue.
Yeah, I had no idea about this one, so I put an answer by Ken based on Precious, based on a novel Push by Sapphire.
I think I might have just figured it out, but we went with The Color Purple Rain.
It is The Color Purple
Oh, good.
Rain.
Okay. That was good.
This movie teams up Batman, the Invisible Man, Aquaman, Tom Sawyer, and Cyborg.
This is Justice League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Good. Yeah, we were a little worried about this one. I forgot Invisible Man was in the clue, because then I would have said we were 100% right. But yeah, we
okay.
put Justice League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. Jyn Erso is committed to a cruel mental hospital after she keeps insisting she is part of a rebel alliance plan to steal Imperial blueprints.
We went with Rogue One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Ah, the Ken Kesey classic. We too went Rogue One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And you were all right. I like this next one quite a bit, actually. Ben Affleck and his brother Casey team up to find a missing little girl whom they think has been kidnapped, but who actually faked the entire thing.
That would be Gone Baby Gone Girl.
We also went with Gone Baby Gone Girl.
Yeah, glad I didn't miss the Lahane question.
But every so often I do one of these because it's a fixture of my league, and I think, wow, that's actually a movie I'd kind of like to see.
Yeah.
So another one that might be a little bit tricky. A married Danish baroness falls in love with an African American, but the relationship is challenged by the weirdly racist stuff her family says and does.
This one was difficult for us. I have not seen one of these movies featured in my answer, but it seemed to fit, word-wise, so we went with Get Out of Africa.
Yeah, so this one is the one that took us a little bit longer, but then I remembered the year of my birth. The Best Picture winner was Sidney Pollack's Get Out, Get Out, yeah, was out of Africa, and I was thinking about it. I was like, oh yeah, Meryl Streep is a baroness.
And then as soon as he said Out of Africa, I was like, oh, it's Get Out, obviously.
Yeah, so Get Out of Africa.
It depresses me that you were born the year that Get Out of Africa came out. That's a sad thing for me.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. An army captain is sent into Cambodia to terminate an extremely ancient Egyptian mutant who has gone insane, who's preparing to destroy humanity.
We're going to go with X-Men Apocalypse Now.
That sounds about right. The overture cued X-Men Apocalypse Now.
That is right. A billionaire industrialist is held prisoner in Afghanistan where he slowly goes mad, eventually wearing a suit of armor and battling windmills he thinks are dragons.
We went with Iron Man of La Mancha.
Yep. Don Quixote, Iron Man of La Mancha.
Iron Man of La Mancha.
We got Team Damon got 50 points on that, and you guys got 45? 45. So very high-scoring swing round there, which is going to bring our totals going into round 2. 110 for the Daymen and 115. So still in the lead, the Nightman Slummeth.
Belgian researchers discovered that all 10 of the most borrowed books from the main Antwerp library tested positive for traces of cocaine. Moreover, what E.L. James book also came back positive for herpes?
We're locked in?
E.L. James.
Sex. I don't know what's...
Yeah.
I don't know who wrote it. It's just...
We're going to go with Joy of Sex.
Okay. It's actually...
Kama Sutra.
It's actually 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is 50 Shades of Grey. How a book gets infected with herpes is something I don't really want to think about a lot, but...
Well, just ask Jeff every Friday night.
This is why I don't use the public library.
That's why you've been banned.
I think this circles us back to our bowling question, actually.
Was that the public library or the pubic library?
Quick story about pubic, really quick, if you don't mind. It's not too bad. So I was in 7th grade, I think 7th or 8th grade. Anyway, elementary school right around the corner here. John would know where it is. I won't say the name. It starts with a K. But so we were there, and my friend Tony Montague, rest in peace, great guy. He died a few years back. We were running for public relations office, like the school politics or whatever. There's like, president, vice president, public relations, and whatever. So we were like, oh, let's run. It'll
Talking
be
about school council?
School council, thank you. So we're like, oh, let's run for school council. So we're like, okay, so we're going to run for public relations. People know us pretty well. We're in 7th grade. We had, I don't know, like 250 banners made up that my mom helped me make. We put them all over the school the night before the day of the election or whatever. So we put...
School's not big enough for 250 banners.
It was a lot.
Well, the overpass has like 100 windows, so it's pretty easy to get a lot of
we put a
surface
lot
area.
of posters up. We had pins made and maybe a T-shirt or something. We had all this stuff, right? And then the next morning comes and my mom got a call, and it was the principal, and he's like, you have to take all these signs down. And she's like, why? And she's like, because it says pubic relations. Neal and Tony for pubic relations. So all of our signs were thrown out, and we lost because of that for no advertising.
Because you don't know how to spell.
Yep.
So when I left home this morning, my daughter asked where you're going. I said, I'm going to do this podcast. She's like, Dad, I can't wait to listen to it. You're killing me.
How old is your daughter?
She's 14.
Oh, okay. I'll cut that part out.
All right.
It'll be fine.
Well, Neal was younger at the time, so...
Yeah. I'll put a...
That's okay. Just go beep, beep.
We have a bleep for like a minute and a half.
Oh, maybe I'll put this as a Patreon bonus. I'll do like a Neal story. Okay, sorry.
An After Dark. Although, since we're in censored territory anyway, I had a question that I took out about a certain breed of a certain species that's become extinct due to habitat destruction, and it's pubic lace. That they're become endangered because their habitat is disappearing.
One of the few things that we've finally beaten.
Crabs. Go ahead.
All right. Green Power Ranger Tommy Oliver was depowered during the 2nd season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but the actor came back as what new, extremely poorly named Power Ranger.
That was his color.
Right.
I don't know what his name was.
That would be poorly named. Just say it in your head.
Oh, yes. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Yeah, we're locked in. Jeff?
He was the White Ranger.
Well, don't say the full name.
Jeff feels very uncomfortable.
The White Power Ranger.
Yes.
Yeah, the White Power Ranger.
That answer is correct. Along these lines, the National Domestic Violence Hotline lists 15 criteria for an abusive relationship. According to io9.com, what 2 Twilight characters meet all 15?
Okay.
But they're not in a relationship with each other,
Oh,
We're locked in.
right?
well, they're both kind of.
So we wrote down Edward and Bella and Jacob, but I think the ones that were really in a relationship together were Edward and Bella, and
Yeah,
probably
that's
Edward and Jacob in certain fan fiction. But we're gonna go with Edward and Bella.
So you weren't on Team Jacob then, I'm guessing?
I don't have a team in this race.
You're-
You don't have a dog in this fight.
Your team,
This
no
fight.
Twilight.
No, you have to have a
No
dog in the
Twilight.
fight. One of them's a werewolf.
That's true. But we did not go with the werewolf. We went with the vampire team, or not team, but we went with Edward and Bella.
It is Edward and Bella. More questions that are actually terrible jokes.
Okay.
What is the volume of a pizza with a radius Z and a thickness of A?
This is a science thing. Do you know this answer, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, we're locked in.
A radius of Z.
Yeah, and a thickness of A.
Yeah, not the DJ, Ken. Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Well, what were you looking for? The area?
The volume.
The volume.
What is the volume of a pizza with a radius Z and a thickness of A?
Well, the area is pi r squared, right? And then the volume, you would multiply that by your height. I think it's just pizza. Pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Pizza.
That's a good thing that's what we had written down because that's
Give
why
me-
I was laughing.
give me
the last
pizza.
2 minutes.
Did I get the right answer with the wrong math? I don't know.
It's pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other thing,
Pi times Z squared times A.
right? And instead of that, or you could use ZZ instead of Z squared.
We've talked about this on the show before, right? About how much I love the Olsen twins' "Give Me Pizza" song.
I don't think we have, but now's a good time.
Now's a
It's
good time.
I think I've heard
terrifying.
every episode. I don't remember that.
No.
It is terrifying.
No.
The slow motion.
You have to
version?
listen to the slow motion version of "Give Me Pizza." Just Google it. It's on YouTube, and it's basically the song is "Give Me Pizza, P-I-Z-Z-A, give me pizza," and then it's really funny in slow motion because they sound like they're like possessed. It's like "Give me pizza." All right, sorry.
We seem to be hunting for things to traumatize that poor man's daughter.
I know. We'll cut that out too.
We don't have to try very hard.
Of Fred Durst and Robert Durst, one of them is a despicable human being, and the other one probably killed somebody. Which one was the lead singer of Limp Bizkit?
Yeah, we're locked in.
We're locked in.
Come on, give him a break, man. Just made some bad music.
The Durst.
He's directing movies now.
I'm sure he's a fine man.
What's his nickname?
I don't know, but he's directing movies now.
Fred Durst is the singer of Limp Bizkit.
I killed them all. Fred Durst.
Yeah, it is. And I'm sure, Fred, if you're listening, I'm sure you're a wonderful person. You give money to charity, and you're terrific. But it's just fun to make fun of you.
I hope he doesn't
All that
have
is.
one of those days.
Yeah, he's got enough money to give to charity in those Janko jeans.
What fictional town in Maine had a murder rate of 1,490 per million in the 1980s, which was 60% higher than Honduras, the world's murder capital?
Okay, we're in.
Okay, so he said 1980s.
Right, which is Stephen King we're talking about here.
And I've commonly heard this as a joke, but in the TV show Murder, She Wrote, they murder like more than half the town's population during the series run.
Okay.
So I think it might be the show or the city from Murder, She Wrote.
Well, what's the city though?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Do you have any idea?
Murder, She Wrote, Phil.
Yeah, right. Well, initially we wrote Castle Rock and we wrote Derry from It.
That's one I was trying to
I could
think
see
of
that
was
too, though.
Derry.
The 1980s. I don't know. I feel like it's a Stephen King question, but your Murder, She Wrote, for the fact that I cannot name the town in Murder, She Wrote, I think we should go to Stephen King because I don't know.
Oh, that's fine.
So Derry is from It, which in It, the 80s are where the book ends.
Okay.
But I don't feel like Derry, I don't know if enough people died in It for that. So Castle Rock.
It's a high body count.
Castle Rock is the show. But I think he used it as I don't know. I think Derry showed up in a couple books though. I don't know. Castle Rock.
I'm fine going with whatever you think for the Stephen King angle, just because I've got no
This is killing me.
towns.
So Castle Rock is the name of the show, which is kind of topical right now, but I think that might be leading me in the wrong direction. But we said Derry, we said Castle Rock, we said Murder, She Wrote, so at least we got points for saying what we think might be the right answer. So we're gonna lock in with Castle Rock.
Yep, I wrote down Castle Rock and Town from It, ? And I went with Castle Rock.
It's actually it's a place called Cabot Cove.
Oh, way off.
Yeah, which
What is that
it
from?
might literally be before some of you were born. But there we go. I have a theory,
What
by
is
the
that
way,
from?
that Jessica Fletcher was actually a serial killer. That she murdered all these people and framed
Oh, it
other
was
people
Murder, She
for
Wrote?
crimes. Yeah.
Oh.
That's my theory.
Oh, wait. So what's the name of the town then for Murder She Wrote?
Cabot Cove.
Cabot Cove. Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
good job, Jeff. Yeah. I had no idea what the name of it was.
I didn't either.
That actually. So she really would be like the first Dexter.
Yeah. And she would come up with incredibly clever ways of framing people that were so logical, and she planted evidence everywhere and what was going off and killing people. That's my
I really
theory.
like that. Someone needs to edit that as the show like that if that's what happens.
And then baking them into pies.
yeah, right.
What fictional mail order company's terrible products include invisible paint, dehydrated boulders, giant rubber bands, super speed vitamins, disintegrating pistols, integrating pistols, and lots of birdseed?
We're locked in.
Yep.
Acme.
Yep. Acme.
Acme indeed. So we're up to number 8. A Kickstarter campaign tried to help John Spinello pay for a $25,000 operation to fix his teeth. Ironically, what game had Spinello invented?
Punchy Teethy.
I love a good old game of Punchy Teethy.
It's kind of like knifey spoony.
Call that a knife.
That name kind of sounds familiar for this for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I could see that.
How many do you play games? Just not with my heart.
Quit playing games, Neil.
So I think we're locked in. The name is kind of fitting with a game that I know that's pretty famous. I don't know if it's from research or whatnot, but we're going to lock in so you guys can talk out
It's
loud.
definitely more fun than a pillow fight.
Okay, they're in.
All right, I'm just thinking of. I don't know the name of the game, but if it has words like grin or braces or.
Well, there was something about the guy who invented Operation getting screwed. And I think he did actually need an operation for something. I didn't think it was dentistry. I thought it was something a little more like serious, but maybe that was what it is. And the name does sound familiar. And I heard like a news report about it.
There's a game called Headbands that my kids play. And braces could be considered headbands. I don't know.
I think it's Operation,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
All right.
So
Go with that.
Punchy Teethy does sound fun. I'm going to go with Operation.
I mean, as much as I wanted it to be something like Knockout or Sock 'em Boppers, we're also pretty sure it's Operation.
It is indeed Operation.
Good call.
Hey, would you guys be down to get some sock 'em boppers and just destroy each other?
Yeah, as long as we can put out our YouTube channel.
One of
Would
my,
not be fun as an adult.
I'm going to put this out to all of our listeners. One of my goals, if anyone's ever seen the movie Blank Check, which I was fond of, I
Yes.
rewatched it recently, and the
Very
fact that
fun.
like a 33-year-old kisses a 12-year-old straight on the lips is really weird. But anyway, when he has all that money, he does one. He puts those big sumo suits on and like
Yeah.
hit. I want to do that, and I also want to do a thing where he has giant boxing gloves and then in a bouncy ring.
Well, Neil, if you want to do like some wish fulfillment stuff, I'll be happy to do that with you.
Okay, that sounds good. Except just no boxing gloves.
We'll just spend a little bit of money doing some of the like goofy things that he does in Blank Check, and then we could just put it behind us.
Yeah,
Close that book.
yeah, right. That sounds good.
Just want a wall of TVs.
So
4-3 TVs.
So it was Operation, yes.
It is Operation.
Okay.
Operation Dumbo Drop.
I'm surprised you don't want go-karts in your backyard.
I want everything in Blank Check for the most part, just not the weird
We'll
stuff.
go ride go-karts. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9.
I want to get a kiss by a 33-year-old banker.
I'll give you a kiss right now. I'm
Jeff?
33.
Wait a couple of years.
Jeff,
Been to a bank.
go ahead.
Sorry, Paul.
Number 9. Quora user Kainan Eng figured out it cost nearly $1 trillion to rescue what actor from his various predicaments? A handful of misadventures in the Middle East, World War II France, an interstellar outpost, Mars, and several other space missions.
Okay, we're locked in.
Can't wait to say the answer here. Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
That would be Matt Damon.
Matthew Damon.
Matt Damon, yes. And for
Wrong Matt.
10, this is a tougher one, but I really, really like this question, so we're going to do this one. Maria Farcasanu was a wealthy fashion designer in Budapest until 1935, when she was pushed through an open window to her death. She was the only person to die in what specific manner, which ironically had been the title of a best-selling book the year before. And as an extra clue, I'll say this book has been made into a movie in the last year or two.
With the same title?
Yes. Yeah.
It's not the movie Falling Down.
That must not be the way she died then, the specific way. She was thrown through the window, which was defenestration, but did not die, right?
I can think of a joke
The
answer.
window itself does not kill you.
I can think of a joke answer. That's not a movie recently, but it was the sudden impact that killed her.
Would have been a 1934 book that they would have, so a period piece they would have made into a movie in the last year.
You fall into a Sharknado. The only
The
known
1935 book, Sharknado.
By F. Scott Fitzgerald. All right, yeah, we're going to tap. I don't know.
Really? Okay.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
that was a terrible movie too.
Yeah, it was, actually.
Do you like the Albert Finney version from the 70s?
I haven't seen the Albert Finney version.
Hercule Poirot. All right, so regulation is over. And after a great set of questions by Paul, it looks like the scores going into the final round are Team Nightman Slummeth with 185 and Team Damon with a very slight lead at 190. So what are our categories today, Paul?
So here are our 5 categories. Very Canadian music. Taiwanese baseball. Let's rethink that name. Dating in rock music is less innocent. And nerds can be obsessive collectors.
All right, so after writing random numbers over on Team Damon and Team Nightman Slummeth probably actually putting some thought into their wagers, all of our wagers are locked in.
All right. So our first one, very Canadian music. Canadian composer R. Murray Schafer wrote North/White, a 1973 piece to be performed by an orchestra, and what very Canadian mode of transportation. Our second one, Taiwanese baseball. What Taiwanese infielder made Vin Scully's day in 2007 when he hit his first major league single? Our third one, let's rethink that name. Greece named its Air Force Academy for what flying mythical figure who unfortunately is best known for crashing?
Yeah.
Our fourth one, the Everly Brothers fell asleep in one on a date in Wake Up Little Susie. Alanis had a much more adult date in one in You Ought to Know. Where were they?
Okay.
And our fifth one, this is Nerds Can Be Obsessive Collectors. Meant as an April Fool's joke, Mattel eventually sold empty boxes purporting to contain what character's invisible plane. So before I do the questions, I just wanted to give myself a little bit of a plug, because if you've enjoyed the questions today, we have 12 like it every day at triviahalloffame.com, so you can go check that out. But anyway, very Canadian music, number one. Canadian composer R. Murray Schafer, Northwest, a piece performed by an orchestra, and what very Canadian mode of transportation. What do we have for answers?
All right. Well, we wagered 20 points on this one. We were toying around with a couple things, but we ended up with ice skates.
I believe Bombardier, the developer, at least they're one of the largest manufacturers of snowmobiles, started in Canada. So we said snowmobile. We had 10 points on our wager.
Invented in Canada by Bombardier, it is a snowmobile.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't speak French.
When Jeff said that, I was like, why would they use a snowmobile
I don't think you understand Canada.
in an orchestration? But we went with it. But glad we did.
It goes
Speaking tongues over
vroom,
here.
vroom, vroom. That's awesome.
Oh, that's true.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
That's true.
Yeah. Just our second one, Taiwanese baseball. What Taiwanese infielder made Vin Scully's day when he hit his first major league single?
We wagered 0 on this one, so we declined to answer.
So we were going to wager 0, and then we figured maybe it's a trick. And so we were like, oh, let's just throw an Oakland 5 on there. So we threw an Oakland 5, had no idea when we heard the question, but we thought maybe a clue in it was the word day, because we've heard other Asian athletes with the name having day in their name. So we didn't know, though. We just went with O'Day as our answer.
Okay. The clue was single.
Oh.
And looking at this is, now that I think about this,
Ichiro.
tiny bit racist. But anyway, the guy's name is Chin Lung Hu. Huh. And when he hit his signal, Vince Scully got to say, who's on first?
No.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Ching Long Hu.
Yes. Our third one. Greece named its Air Force Academy for what flying mythical figure who, unfortunately, is best known for crashing?
All right, we went big 30 on this one, and we went with Icarus.
Yep, flew too close to the sun and his wax wings melted. We put 20 on it. We said Icarus.
It is Icarus. The Everly Brothers fell asleep in one. Alanis had a much more adult date in one. Where were they?
All right, we had 10 on this one, and I went off the You Ought to Know lyrics, and we went with movie theater.
All right, and we had 10 on this one, and we said that Dave Coulier did not want her to cut it out, and we just said theater, not movie theater.
It is a theater, specifically a movie theater, but theater is fine. And finally, meant as an April Fool's joke, Mattel eventually sold empty boxes purporting to contain what character's invisible plane?
All right, we went with 20 on this one as well, and that's Wonder Woman's plane.
Yep, I remember cool graphics of Linda Carter just kind of hovering in the air. We went Wonder Woman.
Absolutely Wonder Woman. So that's that.
All right, so we're just going to tabulate some scores here. So after tabulating the scores for the game, it looks like Team Nightman Slummeth is going to have 225 points. And flying high in their invisible plane is going to be Team Damon with 240 points. And today's cream of the crop.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
Good job. You just had us on the wagers there.
Yeah, and yeah, we really...
Snowmobile helped.
Yeah, we didn't really know what to wager. I think we were going to go really conservative originally. We were going to go all 5, so we would have lost. But I'm glad Jeff convinced us to put something on board. Yeah. Paul, great questions.
Thanks. Thanks. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, no, this was great. We'll have to have you back again. And you said Trivia Hall of Fame is where people can come and get 12 questions a day?
Yeah. And there's a weekly 12 as well with a theme. But yeah, no, it's if you enjoyed this, you'll definitely enjoy TriviaHallOfFame.com, I think.
Oh, wonderful. And John, any plugs for you? Would you like to say hi to your daughter or anything? Or
Yeah, Jenna, Abby, and Eli, and also to my trivia team, Irish Wristwatch.
That's you.
Yeah,
You're Irish wrist.
we just
and Jenna, Abby, and Eli, my heartfelt apologies.
we just figured it's the hardest word or like team name to say. So Jason quickly changed it to Gaelic timepieces.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. That's good.
So thanks again.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming. Anytime, I know you said you have engagements on Monday, but anytime you're welcome to come hang out with us on Mondays. But yeah, anything else, guys? I mean, that was a great game. A lot of great questions. I think what we're going to do is actually have Paul, maybe he can give us some questions for a bonus episode or something. So
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess
let's close the game and get that pizza song.
Oh yes,
for the end clip.
Give me a pizza. You're right. So for Matt, who is hanging out with Elon Musk, getting some new hardware, Jeff, Ken, John, and our special guest host Paul. My name was Neal, and that was Triviality.
P-I-C-C-A. Give me pizza. Did I happen to say I want pizza? P-I-C-C-A. I want pizza. Hey, are you ready to play? Now set down the pizza and bring me some